And this is a very interesting one. The team that found and snuck their way through to Worlds versus someone who's been making quite a number of upsets. We've got Oxygen Esports versus Power about to go down.
Yeah, they've had a decent result at every LAN Power have. Now they're looking to add yet another to their tally, and it's against a team they've already beaten, Oxygen. They're just happy to be here, but now that they are here, they're looking to make a run. They will be, I think, in their own heads, the favorites in this matchup. They will consider themselves the team with something to prove, though, that they lost in London in the opening round of Swiss. I do think it's better for Oxygen that they're already 2 series into the tournament, coming off a win yesterday, though, now that they have to play Power a bit later on into the event.
Yeah, this is definitely not the worst place you can be. However, I do like the player quote. I've never lost to Oski.
Is that true?
We're going to fact check that. What is this?
I can't believe I've never beaten Archie. I actually can't believe that's true. If that's true, that's ridiculous. I would never have guessed that Archie's undefeated against his teammate Oski, and now their team, so he can't beat him anymore. But they have, still got to beat these guys. Banana Head, Fever, Torsos, the grandfather of the OCE region, who is still putting up numbers to this day. Coach Jimma behind them, looking spectacular in the cowboy hat. I mean, these guys look more composed and more calm. They look like they're having a better time this LAN than any other time I've seen them. They come in sometimes with a lot of pressure on themselves. I'm liking the silly vibes I'm getting from them this time around.
Oh yeah, very, very OCE vibes. And I do got to give the credit and the flowers to them. Every time I've had the opportunity to talk about them, I mean, you can't not mention it. They are closing a gap that has been so far and wide for so many years that it is finally, there is a time where you can say, all right, they're going to go up against Oxygen. This isn't just a sweep. This is not a 3-0 beatdown. Oh, this is just a random side match. This is a proper series. People have to watch out for them now. I'm so excited, especially for Banana Head. He really is the player that kind of put this map pin on them recently. And they've all looked great being themselves.
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I think if they've been paying attention to the other matches that we've seen today, they're probably going to be filled with even more confidence because they put up just as much of a fight against G2 that Gentlemates did. And Gentlemates are obviously one of the tournament favorites, one of the teams expected to be making minimum top 4 in this event. They went 1-3 against G2. That's exactly what Power did yesterday. So I talked to Banana Head in the bus to the venue today. He was, actually thinking based off the fact that they took a game off G2, that Gentlemates were going to beat G2. So maybe he changed his mind about that, thinking, oh, hold on a second, maybe I underrated myself, maybe I underrated us. And we're actually a whole lot higher up in the standings than even they think they are.
Well, in the meantime, you guys, we've got the progressive fan vote going on in chat. I can see you guys going on, but if you want to get involved, hashtag OXG if you're an Oxygen fan. And for the boys in yellow, hashtag PWR for Power. We're going to see where you guys stand on the scale. I know I was going very back and forth. I think I chose it last second. Who did you go with?
I went with Oxygen, but it is by a fraction. And I locked that in at the start of the day before I saw the other matches. Haven't changed it. I've done that in the past. We are allowed to change our predictions right up until the start of the match, but I don't like doing that because I've suffered in the past, second guessing a prediction, so I've left it. If I had known that, G2 took down Gentlemates and Power by the same score, that probably would have swung it in Power, honestly. And Power are the favorites according to the fans. It's not a bad guess. This really is a coin flip match between Power and Oxygen.
Yep, this is very, very back and forth. The boys, again, who snuck on in and gave themselves a chance at Worlds versus the boys who's been frustrating everybody's opportunities at Worlds. They're about to go head-to-head right here, right now.
Game 1 so important for the OCE boys, generally speaking. They were able to take it last time the two teams met, but last time is in the past. Let's get into it now. Brought to you by Progressive. It's Game 1 of Oxygen against Power.
Let's see what we get off the kickoff here. See if anything special goes down. Pretty standard. This one bounces back center. I am curious how intense Power are going to try and be, or if they're going to try and just learn a little bit about Oxygen in game number 1.
I expect to see all guns blazing. It's what they do. Banana Head is actually the player who puts up the single fastest game in the season on LAN. We don't want to talk about the result there. They got slapped by Gen G in that game. But yeah, they've kind of reined it in a little bit, found the right pace that they can play at. while remaining accurate, while remaining precise, because obviously when you go faster in Rocket League, you're going to lose a little bit of precision, lose a little bit of accuracy. Power are playing at a perfect pace this weekend, and that is something our Oxygen have to be aware of.
And a lot of these teams, again, I talked about it before, have underestimated Power. And I talked to Jim, I was like, you know, I've asked pretty much everybody in every interview, is there a new level of respect on Power that you guys are going into your series with? And pretty much everybody has said yes, and he felt so good about that. He was like, this is something that we've wanted to try and earn for a long, long time. They have that under their belts and their names now, but it's moments like this, series like these, where you're really going to solidify if you're making this big change.
And, you know, from Oxygen's POV, this is an absolute must-win. They're probably thinking, you know, we can't lose twice to Power in one season and 2 events in a row. That would completely shatter their confidence. You know, this is a team who are coming in last minute to the event. But if they're going to make any kind of run in this event, they have to play with confidence, and that will just be out the window if they lose twice to Power. Oh, that's a chance. Oh, what a save. Fever in and out save against the bump as well. Huge defensive play.
I saw the double commit before that, and I was like, my goodness, I really hope somebody pulls through. So shout out to Fever on that one, but Oski's not letting the pressure let up on this. Still, Oxygen, a couple of attacks at them. Fever using everything left to try and get out. Archie dead balls it. Banana had to follow. Joyo completely off this one. Instead, Torsauce is going to carry this one through. You saw Archie trying to race back.
Oh.
And he goes for the bump. Banana Head can't fight his way in, but that was a great attempt.
You know, if the third round is coming in a bit faster, then that would have definitely been a goal. The bump ruined the defender, but Joyo has just sent one past him with a huge flick. He was given way too much space. Torsauce with very little boost. Did not expect the elevation Joyo produced. Oh, hang on. We've got a pause here. And Joyo's waving at them. Torsauce and Joyo waving at each other as the pause comes through. We'll find out what that is about in just a minute.
Well, I think, you know, as far as talking about the first 2 minutes of gameplay there, that looked good. I don't think it was a bad showing from either just yet. But, like you made mention, that last goal really due, in fact, to getting a lot of space that was kind of unnecessary there. However, for Joy to recognize he had it, that's a really great position to be in. And of course, I think any time.
We're wondering, like, if Torsauce was that isolated in the bag, I imagine that it's underneath his PC. You know, if Torsauce was on the island in defense, which he appeared to be, then maybe it could be Banana Head, who is just slow back because of a tech issue. I mean, he's fiddling about with something here. So if I had to guess, that's probably what it is. I don't have any confirmation on that, though. I probably shouldn't be guessing, but I am. So that would be my best guess at what's happening, given the situation on your screen right now. But we'll have confirmation for you guys. But yeah, little interaction waving at each other as if they're Oxygen looked across to see what's going on here. We'd like to have that goal, please, but yeah, the pause has come through. All smiles between both teams. We'll see if it does stand. Torsauce rolling back the years this event. He just keeps on surprising us with his longevity. One of the real, I think, the longest standing players in the scene, up there with the likes of Garrett G, JNaps from NA, players who have been around since pretty much the very beginning. But he's still making lands like JNaps did. Torsauce debuted in land a season before JNaps did.
Dang, that is a long time for starters. I do want to say, like, for somebody to be able to stay it that long, but also as time goes on, somehow get more competitive. That's a level of respect that you really got to put onto their name. Yeah,
I love to see it. I'm obviously biased for the KBM players. With Torsauce is one of the keyboard mouse players in Rocket League. Still playing at the highest level. And like you said, they're peaking at the right time. This is really the best all season. But Oxygen, still, we're not sure what kind of level they're at. I'm biased for both teams. I'm biased for Torsauce, KBM. I've got Archie and Joyo, Ava Massey.
Yeah, I didn't mind either. I think, the story of Oxygen and everything that had gone down for them to be able to get here was very interesting. There was a number of things that had to go completely in their favor. Very, very lucky moments. But a lot of it doing credit to, their performance back in London. That's really what got them here. So I think they see the opportunity. They're very lucky and proud to have a chance to compete and they're not taking these moments or these series very lightly at all.
No, I've just heard word that the goal will stand. So it looks like Power have fixed their tech issue that they did have. We're going to resume at 1-0. Now, yeah, it looks like based on that, you know, there was a tech issue that had to be fixed, but it was deemed that the tech issue did not impact the play, and that's why the goal will stand. 1-0.
Respect. All right, so just like that, Oxygen Esports lead by 1 with less than 3 minutes to go. We get back into this one, and off the kickoff, Torsaw is going to try and pull a fast one, and he will.
Well, karma for Power. If the admins aren't going to give the goal back, then Torsos will just take it himself with a flick of his own.
Well, okay then. I mean, you have this long pause and this long break, and you just get back into the swing of things. Even playing ground straight off the kickoff, we're going to see Oxygen do the same thing on Power, not quite as quickly as that goal going to come through, but Banana Head to carry out these into Torsos, and Power just coming out with, well, power.
Yeah, that was a great response from Torsos straight off a dead ball. Oh, is this a disastrous position for Oxygen? They're all committing, and passing plays are coming in from all angles from Power. I mean, straight off that tech pause, they have a bit more life. Disorganized, it would seem.
Well, I mean, if you get, you know, you have to originally the goal stands and you get taken off 3 seconds into kickoff, I'd be discombobulated in every which way right now. So Oxygen's trying to refine their footing, get things back in order as Oski carries this one off, trying to carry it past the gate. Great challenge there. Joyo, but Power so much quicker with the challenges.
Yeah, 100 boost to 0, no contact. Archie jumping with way too much forward momentum there, and it really did look like he was struggling to get back to the ball. The more clean team by a mile here. Oski missing the backward touch there, but no one was there to follow up from Power. These mistakes are going unpunished at the moment.
Slow ball. Right now it's dead. Up in the air. This one's taken away by Torsos, and I mean, I see the attempts off the backboard. I will say Oxygen does a great job of recognizing if they're going to try and use that. I think Power did a much better job trying to just spot each other just like this. This one over to Torsos, taken away by Oski, but just over a minute to go. Oxygen Esports kind of losing the flow.
Yeah, they're definitely losing the midfield battle right now. Their touches have been inconsistent, and Power are putting the pressure on them here. They're swarming them, but now Oxygen have a chance to break free. What's Torsos got in mind with the backboard play? Not slowing it down. In fact, he loses control of the ball. They're maybe trying to go a bit too quick here, Power. But the teams are backing off. They're given space in the midfield to be played with, and that's dangerous to do against players like Joyo, players like Oski, who can make those massive aerial plays count.
Here comes Archie. Takes a reset, very, very slow and readable there, but Joyo up next. Low boost for the likes of Oxygen right now, but no connection from Power. They're just gonna offer the back pass there. A little bit of a ball, try and push their way forward inch by inch, playing a little bit more of a patient game now. See the alert from Joyo. Maybe if this one goes back, instead Oski reset forward, and that's our player of the day yesterday after his shot that he had in one of his series. I'm curious if we can get something insane from him again.
Messy game. Still tied up. Oski not enough boost to get back to the drop down pass, and now Power with a counter-attacking chance. Fever into the ceiling. Can Banana get there? No, he gets demoed at a critical moment. Huge recovery by Oski.
Insane demo right there. That is exactly what they needed. They got it. The kickoff they go. Archie's touch leaves this one in the hands of Power. Back pass over to Torsos. And another one to clear up field towards backboard. By Archie. Archie over to Oski. Taking his time. Enough boost to work with. Can he get the double? No.
This is a bit better now from Power, getting these knock-on touches in the midfield. Archie booms it right back to them. Torsos looking for a teammate in defense. It's been passing that's the focus for Power in this game, and now they're in a bit of trouble. It's going to be on the goal line and in for Joyo. In and out save attempted by Torsos, and then the game actually credited him with a save. Bad manner from the game there, just giving him the epic save, and then right after, it actually went in off his own card. So forced own goal, certainly. Oxygen, 1-0.
I like what I saw at the end there. I will say not the cleanest game from both of these two teams. I do know that there is the capability for this to be a lot better than what we might have seen. However, I gotta hand it to Oxygen Esports. I mean, you get scored on after this long pause on the kickoff, and you're kind of just in your head like, whoa, what just happened? There was just a lot to process, and then they start to get back into it.
Yeah, it's been a very, very nervy day in the past few series. Lots of misses, lots of mishits, and lots of double commits as well in all the games that we're watching. But I think that just shows the difference that a World Championship brings. You know, such a high pressure situation, even this early in the tournament, probably comparable to late stage tournament in majors. So it makes sense. I'm not all that surprised to see some nerves, some jitters from these teams early on in the series, especially. It's all going to be about who can handle that, who can level out the play, try to make it work for them, so that you don't make so many mistakes.
Oh yeah, and you talk about pressure on both ends of the field for different reasons. There's a ton of it. I mean, again, of course, you look at Power. They've been doing what has been deemed the impossible for so long, which is putting up true, genuine fights against these teams, sometimes even taking them down. And then on Oxygen, I mean, you just got to talk about this crazy storyline where you get this last-second opportunity to come into Worlds and try and make it your own. But Archie's going to try and make this one his own. Tried to air dribble it through, got stopped.
Yeah, Oski was pre-jumping from the far side there as well, but Power deflected the ball to safety brilliantly. Now double commit on the goal line from Power. Lots of extremely aggressive plays by both teams. Sending two on the goal line of your opponent is about as far as you can go. I mean, the only way to go more aggressive than that with two players is to be in the opponent's net. Not really much reason to do that, so maximum aggression by both teams.
Yep, right now, 30 seconds into this one, a lot of shots being taken. Banana Head still keeping this one blue side here. He's gonna go get that corner boost. Try and keep the play going. Fever up next, shot taken off. Torsauce try to do the slow follow-up here. Fever might be a little bit faster. It goes to the backboard. Maybe Banana Head could sneak it in, but Oxygen Esports have used everything in everyone's tanks to keep Power at bay.
Yeah, Oski's the only player with a lot of boost right now for Oxygen, and he's made a good touch there. Catches the ball after 50ing it to safety. Oh wow, how have Power managed to create something there? They don't follow up on it. Overhead save successful by Fever. You know, they're really committing heavily to one part of the pitch over and over again, Power. This is so awkward for Fever, though. They need to try and spread out a little bit more in defense if they're going to cover at all the angles that Oxygen are attacking from.
Yeah, and that's definitely, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, but why they lost the OT goal. There was just a big bunch up, and it was really difficult to cover and predict the space on it. Joyo off the backboard, double, finds the angle in, and well, you do it in style.
Just perfect technique with the reset double. Little lean back as he lands the reset to kick the ball forward and keep the car in the same position. You know, it might look insanely difficult to do, but you can try that at home if you copy Joyo's perfect technique there. Just a little bit of an air roll back, and what a kickoff to follow up. Oxygen are completely dominating mechanically and strategically.
What went on off of the kickoff here? Rough decision making on Banana Head on that one. I don't know. Unfortunate, I guess.
Just got caught out. I mean, Oxygen, they know that Power like to strat kickoffs, and they're doing the same right now as well. Just trying to create some volatility with quick follow-ups. A lot of practice in the EU ranked server with post-cheat kickoffs when you're playing a lot of twos, like all these players are. You know, if you get half a chance at it, you're gonna have an open net on occasion. Power did not get back quickly enough.
So right now, Oxygen have built up a pretty decent lead that Power are gonna have to slowly start chopping away at as time goes on. 3 minutes, more than doable. However, you don't want to let anything else go through. Archie using everything he can in the ceiling, try and get past this defense and towards that net, but Power not letting them have those chances. And Joyo, I mean, really, you're just kind of, they're waving this ball across the field until they see an opportunity come to them. They're not quite forcing too much right now. Instead, Power just really running circles around themselves. You see Fever cheating up. This one works itself out. Unfortunately for them, Oxygen's defense is a bit predicted.
This is not the performance Power we're hoping for. They're really in a bit of a hole right now. Now, they've been able to go Game 5 with top teams from the EU for many years now, but usually back and forth series, not a series where they have to come back from this margin. That's a good save by Power just minutes ago, just seconds ago, I should say. But when it comes to offensive production, there really isn't much to talk about. That's big, I think, has been a strength for them over this week so far. The chances that they've been able to generate have not been, you know, few and far between. They've been often. Now Oxygen have really just taken the wind out of their sails, starting to control them.
Power, just trying to, again, just get a grip on the reins here. Banana Head and Fever trying to work together, but it's just a boost for everybody all the way around. And I think Oxygen is starting to recognize that. It's just these little pinballs back and forth around the mid. Triple commit towards this ball. Everybody on Oxygen just throwing themselves at it, and they're like, all right, just get the ball back. Reset a tiny little bit. You can breathe, get your boost, and take a shot on into an open net.
Well, clinical by Archie. You can see Power all moving the same way towards that same back corner. They're not spreading out in defense. They're not covering, well, just simple open nets there. Archie makes it look easy. Oxygen go ahead 3-0. This is a completely disconnected, unplugged Power lineup. They need to get locked in now. This game's getting away from them, and before they know it, the series will be getting away from them as well.
You do got to remember, you know, the mental game that needs to be talked about a little bit. You know, they found their footing just a tiny bit there. You try to reset forward, get yourself to the backboard, X, Y, and Z. Unless you're scoring, your mental's chalk. Thankfully, Banana Head snuck his way on through, and Power finally get onto the board in game 2.
Yeah, quick turn there, Banana Head breaking rotation, just going right back to the ball after that boost steal. It's a really good, smart way to break rotation, cutting back into the play, getting a shot before Oxygen can recover. Double fake kickoff there by Oxygen in the very next play. It's an impressive kickoff repertoire they're showing against one of the teams who have displayed, I think, some of the best kickoffs this tournament in Power.
Right now, Power still trailing by 2 with a minute left to go. But I agree with you on this one. Power, strategically, they have come in with every trick up their sleeve. Unfortunately, a lot of them just aren't working against Oxygen. Archie owns that net right now. You saw him go off the sidewall. Great catch, great read, and even better double on in.
Just clean. I mean, he spotted the open backboard again. Power not covered in the most dangerous options there. They had the ball challenged, but, you know, not getting on the backboard quickly enough. Tarsos was boost starved, to be fair, but probably should have seen that one coming. Archie, crossbar challenge and the double tap. 5-1, Archie hat-trick. And it was Fever who missed to set this one up. Archie did go for the crossbar there, though knowing Banana Head was in the area, I think he probably could have just stuck it top right and it would have been a goal as well. Why not do it with style?
Oh, man, it's Archie. Everything he does has British flair to him. He's insane. And I like the spot from him too, though. He has noticed that there is a little gap on that backboard in the crossbar there, and he took the last 2 opportunities to find his way on through. 5-1 is a bit of a stretch trying to imagine things unless they find a shot here. Power not going to be able to get through.
Yeah, at this point it is pretty much gone for Power. They'll be looking to get a goal to try and pad the stats a little bit. Maybe get some momentum before the critical game 3. We talk about it a lot in Swiss format. Every game counts, and or to be swept here, that will make their, you know, trajectory through the Swiss bracket significantly more. Give them a harder run forward, which they'll be expected to win. And then probably give them a much harder run forward, which, who knows, could be, you know, super tough matchup for them. They are going to prevent Oxygen from scoring a 6th at the end here. Oh wow, Oxygen are completely Power cannot find their footing. The synergy is nowhere near the level it was on day 1.
No, definitely not. This does look a lot more disconnected than what we've seen in the past, and I think it's fair to say a lot of it is due, in fact, to the teams that they've played more offense than others a little bit, so there probably are a couple more patterns to pick up and recognize on. Power, you know, preparing for an Archie that is this involved, preparing for a Joyo, that his solo plays are this on par at times. Very difficult and intense and scary thing to have to defend against.
Yeah, and you know, Power coming into this matchup, you know, did they just give themselves a little bit too much to do? You know, in both the matches they've played in this tournament so far, Gen G and G2 were considered heavy favorites against them, and I think being the underdog is something that works well for Power. But now in the Oxygen match, like we said, this is more like a coin flip, if not even Power favored based on what we've seen so far this weekend. Definitely the best win that either of these teams has collected so far would be Power's win over Gen G. So is that maybe putting a little bit too much pressure on them? The fact that they, you know, come into this one as equals or even favorites instead of the usual underdog story that they're more used to.
No, I agree that there is a chance that, you know, once you take down teams like Gen G, there is a huge, not only target on your back, but an immense amount of pressure to recreate what you did before. And Banana Head, while
by Tarsos. Managing his boost to perfection in the approach. Power boys have, you know, done well there to counter a kickoff that Oxygen have tried to use a few times. Point blank range fake. But Oxygen not going to stop mixing it up. Double kick off there. Just going to keep them guessing. Loving the variety from them today.
Still going. Here comes Archie though. Hat trick in the last game here. And Oxygen Esports does sit on match point. Banana head. Not past anyone. Instead, it's a slower ball here. Tries to take a deep angle.
Oh.
Torsos, I like this cheat up from him to try and catch it in case he didn't find his way through. And he recognized it and took the opportunity for himself.
Oh yes, where is everybody is probably what Oxygen are thinking. Archie made one touch to the back corner, but no help came in time. Joyo was in the area, but not before Power could score. Two very easy goals for Power to start this off, and that is exactly what they need at this point. They just need any goals at this point, so they'll take what they can get. But a 2-goal lead this early leaves a lot of time for Oxygen to come back.
And you cannot count out Power, and I really hope Oxygen aren't. I don't think they are by any means, but Power do have the capability to start getting back into the swing of things here. I mean, we're watching it unfold from us now. 2 goals in the first minute of gameplay. That's a really big deal in terms of helping fix your mental, trying to do 1 foot at a time in this reverse sweep now. This one to the backboard. Any coverage?
Oh.
Yes!
Yeah, good recovery there by Banana Head. It looked like he team bumped his, I think it was Fever, in the back before. Now Fever, speak of the devil, in he comes with a double tap. And Oxygen again have got nobody back. Look at Archie and Oski in the back of your screen there. Joyo just limping back into defense. No one anywhere near Fever as he doubles it into the open net.
I mean, Oxygen, you can't cheat up too far. You're going to have to play a little bit of a safer game, especially when you're down by 2, but now 3. The moment to play high risk, high reward is not now. You do that when you're down 2 to 3 or something like that, but 3:36 on the clock. Pass over to Joya, doesn't find his way in. Instead, it's going to bounce back forward. All of Power cheated up off the backboard, finds the double, and Tarsos continues to build.
Did Falcons pick up the controllers? What's going on? Power are just scoring with every single attack. It's another double tap. Tarsos just adding to the already insane score line. Where was this Power offense for the past 10 minutes?
Who knows? I mean, you just gotta be happy it's here at this point. And the crazier part, honestly, is how calm they are. After these, they are not jumping, they're not screaming their heads off. They're very calm, and they're just ready to lock in. This is a locked-in Power trying to get back into it. They are back into it, but 3 minutes is a long time.
Well, if they needed any convincing that they are better than the scoreline of this series would suggest, then that'll help them believe it. 2 double taps, Fever and Tarsos. Banana Head's also been in the score sheet after an easy open net presented itself. Can that be 5? No, not this time. Oxygen, for a change, do get a defender back to clear the lines.
Not too bad of a showing right now. Oxygen just kind of all over the place, scrambling to even get to take a shot on target, but continue to just be denied every single time. Fever, great challenge on this one. You already saw Tarsos lurking. However, I do get weary of a couple of these challenges are being headed upfield on very low boost, and same can't be said for Oxygen.
Open.
Demo's coming out. This
Surely.
one was a miss.
What?
And surely, I mean, I was in the same boat as you. There's no way that wasn't going in. But
Wait.
Oxygen, you know what? Take what you can get, boy.
I mean, you survived the probably should have been goal, only then to do absolutely nothing. I mean, but I'm not sure what Banana Head's doing there. I mean, did he think there wasn't an Oxygen player there? I don't know why.
Maybe he might just have had like bad field of view on
He
it.
might have been blind. Sometimes he glimpses the attacker that's coming behind him, but I really don't see any reason when you're up forward to go up next to the ball and say, hey, what's up? You know, can I park beside you? You could have just knocked that to the back corner and they would still be winning 4-0.
Oh, the cringe bump plays are starting to come through now. That's just that's a mental mind game at that point.
No, not the cringe bump plays, the exciting bump plays.
The
I personally am extremely excited by bump plays, definitely a bump main at times.
I probably would call it exciting if I could do it, but I can't do this, and they can do it better. Pass and play down to Banana Head to take Power to 5-1.
Oh, you got me there. I don't think I could do this. Open nets are impossible. Tarsos to Banana Head, 4-goal lead reinstated. I mean, this has been one of the weirdest series that I've seen in a while. Power were nowhere near their previous level. and now suddenly they're just scoring with every attack that they make. And Oxygen, who were previously in this series just minutes ago, super organized, locked in. I mean, what's happened to them? Their defense has been non-existent.
I mean, they're just gone. They are not here right now, but that is a great place to be if you're a Power fan, if you're a Power player even. Joyo down, over, crossbar, and out. Demo, and no connect to find an angle. That was an opportunity missed for sure. And a minute, 10 seconds, Power just straight back into blue.
Yeah, opportunity missed, and also just a ball missed by Oxygen. Another clean whiff. I mean, they're really racking up clean whiffs. Oh, what a flick though by Oski. I mean, they're making goals happen every now and then this game. And that is a monster flick by Oski with very little boost at his disposal. In fact, no boost available at his disposal. Fever had no chance.
Yeah, no chance at all. Great powerful flick on that one. I like it. 1 minute left to go. 3 goals down. Match point slipping away from Oxygen Esports.
Yeah, they need to just send it now. I mean, they look like they've been playing from 4 goals down since the start of this game with how risky they've been with their offensive commitments. But now they have to do that because they are still 3 goals down in the final 45 seconds. That's half a chance that's been saved by Power. They're trying to just get across the finish line here. They should already be there, it feels, with how many goals they've scored. But 1 goal right now for Oxygen and a cheeky kickoff threat, of which they've had plenty, would again give them half a chance.
Yeah. Although every chance so far has just gone away and slipped away from Oxygen. This could be one off the side. A little bit of a beat out there from Fever, keeps him in.
I think his teammate landed on him, but it's going to be a goal in the aftermath. 70 seconds is a lot to work with. If they can conjure up something from the center circle, this is winnable for Oxygen. Great pass into the middle there to leave it open for Archie.
I've seen more scored in less time, but something amazing has to come in off the kickoff. Oxygen to go. Joyo up. This one goes over. Here comes Oski. He left it, turns around. Gonna carry this one over. Goes for the bump play. Nobody on.
Yeah, that was just a good defensive play by Power. They got bumped to the first challenge, but the second one came in through. Great save by Fever. That was on target, but they've done it. They've made it across the finish line in a 5-3 win, maybe 5-4. Oh, not quite. That was probably going in, but 0 seconds will save Power from conceding again. I think they just need to calm down a little bit here. Probably both teams need to just take some deep breaths. You know, it's not life or death in the tournament just yet. They're 1-1. So let's just calm down. You know, stop double committing, stop missing, and see if we can get some consistent plays.
Oh yeah, I think, you know, having a very strong mentality going into this one is going to be really important on either end of the field. Of course, Oxygen is where my eyes go to mainly now. They are still on match point. Power has a longer journey ahead of themselves to get back into this one, but I do gotta say, incredible performance in terms of a response to those first 2 losses. Yeah,
great double taps from Power to make it 3 and then 4-0. But the first 2 goals were really just Oxygen overextending, not recovering fast enough with their second player. I mean, generally at this level, everybody's going to be recovering at supersonic speed, but the first 2 goals were just open or, you know, one isolated defender. Archie was on an island, and yes, maybe he could have done a little bit better stalling, but when you put your teammate on an island like that with barely any boost, you can't play them. You know, you've got the whole team's made a mistake to end up that far out of position. So I do expect to see a more reserved start from Oxygen here, a little bit of a deeper offensive line. Let's see. I mean, the kickoff's as aggressive as you get. Double kickoff into the middle, and an immediate follow-up. What a play! Oxygen with the textbook strats.
Holy, I mean, it just could not have been cleaner. And Archie, listen, he's done a couple of laser shots throughout, but that is just pinpoint and on.
Hey, I stand corrected. I thought they were going to like dial it back a little bit, maybe play a more defensive game. They've played the most aggressive kickoff strat in the game, and they've scored with it.
Well, now it's up to Power to try and respond. Oxygen looking to build on this lead right now. Almost 20 seconds into this one. Oxygen's had all the momentum in the world. Finally gets broken up a little bit with a clear here, and Fever to follow, tries to take a shot. With the follow, great save from Archie.
It's unreal. Archie even got that into a safe location as well. Power continuing to look dangerous. They're Gonna move that on from last game, but have they left the net open? Yes, they have. Saved by the post, saved by the other post, and now saved by their third. Power on the ropes, but still only trailing by one.
That is just one of those, like, breathe and be grateful you got a little bit lucky there, but you got to keep going. Pinch around the corner here. Joyle's trying to follow it. Instead, Banana Head and Fever are going to work together to try and get around. They do slightly. It is dead ball. To bump on Oski means Torsos is up next in lineup. Successful on his 50. Less than 4 minutes to go. Power can't even get a shot.
It doesn't look like that loss has affected Oxygen at all. They're looking way better in this game, and that's open. A miss by Joyle, though. You know, he went for the bottom corner, thinking that he had to be more accurate than he did. I think he could have just hit that anywhere middle of the goal with pace, and that's 2-0 Oxygen, but it remains at 1 for now.
They're weirdly overthinking a couple of these shots. I mean, like you said, you can just place it anywhere some of the times, but where they are placing it, it's odd. It feels just outpacing themselves at these moments. But Power, not even, again, having the opportunity.
Life is a beautiful madness. You can move faster, you can stay static. Life is a beautiful madness.